Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. We have pregame coming up very shortly. You see the timer on your screen. We'll start with about 5 minutes left to go. And then after that, after the pregame segment, we'll get to the game. This is going to be a phenomenal game, folks. As good as it gets for a Class B state title, of course. Elkhorn North, Britt Prince, and then Skutt, number 1 seed. So we'll be back very shortly for the pregame. And welcome in, folks, for the Class B state title here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. We got a little bit of a face cam for the pregame segment. We're up here in the media area getting ready for this matchup. And let's start it off talking about Omaha Skutt and what they bring to the table, the number 1 seeded team here, only with 1 loss this season, coming to Elkhorn North, the number 2 seeded team. 3-time state champion, looking for their 4th straight here at Pinnacle Bank Arena today. Let's get into some of the key players, starting off with Elkhorn North. No-brainer. Britt Prince is going to be the one to watch out for today. That is going to be number 2 for Elkhorn North, out for the Wolves. And she's coming off of a triple-double last night in the semifinals. Close game against Beatrice. Now going on to Omaha Skutt. They have lost 2 years in a row in the final against Elkhorn North. They're looking to finally get over the top, beat their rival. Really, it's going to be through some of their stud players. Molly Ladd, we're going to want to watch out for, along with Peyton McCabe. Those are really their 2 studs offensively. They're going to need to have big games today in order for Skutt to get it done, really dominate the glass of your Skutt and stop Britt Prince. And if you do those 2 things, I think the Skyhawks are finally going to get over the top and get their first ever girls state title here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. But in order for Elkhorn North to get the victory, again, do what you've done all season. Get to Britt Prince. Get her the basketball. If she can get going from three-point land, it's almost impossible to beat this Elkhorn North team. So we got about 2 minutes, 3 minutes until tip-off. They're going to go through all the starting lineups. Again, this is an audio broadcast here at Millard South Media. But thank you for joining me here on this pregame segment. I'm Wilson Dittman, and I'm going to be here all day today for this Class B game. And it should be noted, we also have Class C2 coming up at 4:15, along with the Pinnacle event, Class A, coming up at 6:15. So we'll see you then, folks. And welcome in. Almost getting ready for the starting lineups. We have a little bit of a light show here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. I wish we could show it, but really pretty cool. They did something similar for state wrestling. And if you're ever into state wrestling at CHI, man, that is also an experience. But a little bit of a light show here ahead of a huge matchup. Class B, number 1 Skutt versus number 2 Elkhorn North. Doesn't get much better than this, folks. When we're talking about Skutt, 27-1, and then Elkhorn North, 24, and 1. All right, let's send it down the court. The PA announcer is going to get us started. He's going to announce, first off, the benches for both teams. We won't announce them, and then he will announce the starting lineups for both as well. So Elkhorn North, the number 2 seed, so technically the away, they will be wearing their baby blues today. A really nice, really clean color, all blue. And then we have Skutt wearing the all whites as the home team, as the number 1 seed. So the PA announcer is getting going here for this one. He's going to announce the bench first.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pinnacle Bank Arena for this afternoon's Class B State Championship matchup featuring.
And real quick, just some updates on both of these teams throughout the games they've already played. Omaha Skutt, 66-32 is their first round victory over South Sioux City. And then yesterday, basically took it to Gretna East, won 45-28, so 2 double-digit victories for Skutt. And then look at Elkhorn North. They struggled a little bit in their playoff victories. They beat Scottsbluff by 19, but that was a closer game for the most part of it, and then kind of got some points at the end of it to make it look a little bit more dominating than it actually was. And then we go on to their semifinal appearance against Beatrice yesterday. They won by 10, but that was a 2-point game with only about 4 minutes left to go. So another close game there. Elkhorn North, it's just not normal to see them struggle like that, especially in close games down the stretch. They're usually a team that just dominates right off the gate. So Elkhorn North's bench has been announced. Now they'll go through Skutt's bench. We'll check in a little bit on the student sections. Both student sections are pretty equal, I'd say. I mean, you got about 6-7 rows for Skutt. And then on Elkhorn North, I think you got a little bit more for Elkhorn North. I'd say you have about eight full rows for Elkhorn North. And I'd say the same basically for the fans. I think you have more Elkhorn North fans here as well. But again, it's very close. Skutt also representing very well. So now they are going to announce the starting lineup for Elkhorn North. Starting off with number 1, Reese Booth. Now the star player, number 2, Britt Prince, Nebraska commit. Now number 13, Reagan Palmer. Number 22, Sydney Stodden. And last but not least, number 31, McKenna Murphy. Very veteran lineup here. Most of the players on the starting lineup are all seniors. Now going on to Skutt, their starting lineup as the number 1 seed in Class B. A little bit of an ovation from their fans. They'll start it off with number 3, Mia McMahon. Number 5, Molly Ladwig. Now on to number 10, Peyton McCabe. Addison Burt at number 20. And then last but not least, number 34. And that'll be the starting lineup. Cameron Kastner, the last one for Skutt. And let's get this thing started. Both teams with the handshake. And we've hyped this up all week as potentially the best class state title here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. And let's see if it lives up to the expectations, folks. Crowd getting into it. Both teams taking the floor, starting lineups in the huddle. Everything on the line. The last game for a lot of these young girls' high school careers, with a Class B title at stake. Thank you for joining us here on Millard South Media. Champions will be crowned today here at MSM. Not only Class B, but Class C2, and then, of course, the Pinnacle, 615 Class A, folks. Here we go. Both teams getting ready for the tip-off. Again, Elkhorn North with the all baby blues. And then we see Skutt in all whites. Britt Prince will do tip-off duties for Elkhorn North. And then number 34 of Skutt, Cameron Kasner for Skutt. Already early energy from the Elkhorn North student section. You got to love it. Ref letting them go, and here we go. Tip-off coming. He throws it up. Britt Prince wins the tip. Both teams fighting for it, and Elkhorn North will get under it. They are going right to left here on the Nebraska court. Britt Prince has it early at the top of the key. You already see a 2-3 zone defense by Skutt. They've used that all year long. Now trying to feed McMurphy inside. Now over to Stott. Now Britt Prince has it in the corner. Trying to drive baseline. Three-pointer on the way early. No good. Britt Prince gets her own board somehow. Second chance, mid-range. No good as well for Britt Prince. And that'll be rebounded by Molly Ladwick. She'll bring it across the timeline. The star player for Skutt. Tries to drive inside early. Looking for a bucket, and she'll go line for two. Draws a foul inside the paint. And Skutt with an early opportunity to take the lead. So Britt Prince with a tough contested three-pointer on her first shot. No good. Gets her own board. That had a little bit of a better look from a mid-range and misses that as well. And Skutt on the other end gets fouled, and they'll go to line for two. So Molly Ladwick with an opportunity to get Skutt their first lead and swishes it. 1-0 ball game. Second one now for Ladwig. Elkhorn North trying to distract her right underneath their student section. She misses. Rebounded by Murphy. They're trying to go quick. Reese Booth directing traffic, now gives it over to Britt Prince. They're trying to trap her, double team. Expect to see that all day. Now finds a wide open woman, mid-range, rattles home. Sydney Stodden connects in the corner. Skutt on the other end, down one now. This game just getting underway. Good ball movement. They're trying to feed Stodden in the middle, or excuse me, that's Kasner. Ball goes out of bounds and it'll be off of her. A little bit of hand fighting. And Elkhorn North takes over. A little bit of stoppage. Gonna tie their shoes on the court. But again, just refreshing you on the Skutt starting lineup. Mika McMahon, number 3. Molly Ladwick, number 5. Peyton McCabe, number 10. Addison Burt, number 20. And then Cameron Kasner, number 34. Elkhorn North has it. They'll bring it across the timeline. Britt Prince being double teamed. Now gives it over the corner to Reese Booth. Reese Booth directing traffic. Finds Murphy. Murphy trying to drive inside. Bodies fall to the ground. And there's going to be a foul on Skutt.
Skutt foul number 20. Addison Burt, her first personal foul. Skyhawks first in the quarter.
Booth inbounds over to Prince. Prince once again being double teamed, directing the offense. Throws all the way over to Booth on the wing. Passes up a good look from 3. Now tries to drive in. Gives it over to Prince. Prince, jab step, drives in. Tough right-handed scoop layup off the glass, and it's true. Britt Prince makes it look easy for her first bucket today. Skutt now on the other end. Peyton McCabe. Now over to Burt on the top of the key. Now gives it to Ladwig. Back and forth action around the perimeter. Now Ladwig driving baseline. Tough step back, mid-range, no good. Rebound by Skutt. They get a second chance. Kasner kicks it over to Burt. Burt has it on the wing. And now gives over to Ladwig. Ladwig with a second chance. Now Burt, top of the key. Picks up her dribble. Gives it to Kasner. Kasner right over to McMahon. Three-pointer. Got it! Mia McMahon with the three-pointer. That was something that Skutt's been looking for, and they're going to look for the rest of the day. Big bucket. Britt Prince now has it for Elkhorn North. Finds Reese Booth on a backdoor cut. No good on the layup. Second chance now for Elkhorn North. Rattles home. Offensive board at number 13. Reagan Palmer says, thank you very much. I'll take it. Skutt on the other end. Floater up and in. Taking advantage of a little bit of a lackadaisical defense by Elkhorn North. Both teams starting to catch fire, get going here in this ball game. Britt Prince on the wing, once again being doubled, being trapped. Now gives it over to Palmer. Back to Prince, has trouble with it. It'll get close to the timeline until Murphy corrals it on the Husker logo. Shot clock is at 10, and he has to set up something. Booth, back over to Palmer. Finds a lane, and she's fouled on the way up. Nice feed from Booth to Palmer. Try to go for a layup, and Skutt just knocks her to the ground.
Skyhawks foul number 34, Cameron Cassidy, her first personal foul, team second. Reagan Palmer at the
So
line,
Palmer
shooting 2.
will go to the line after having a big bucket last possession. First one up and no good off the back part of the iron. Double tapped it a little bit, thought it might drop the second chance, but nope. Still a 6-6 ball game here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Second one on the way now. This one goes in. Elkhorn North retakes the lead. McCabe will bring it across the floor. Now finds Kasner. Trying to get to Burt. Has trouble with it. Now three-pointer on the wing. Somehow no good. Offensive board. They'll reset. McMahon has it. And now Ladwig. Ladwig over to Kasner on the wing. Kasner gives it to McCabe. Now Ladwig. Pull up Jay. No good. Oh, rattles home. Somehow drops. It rattled around the rim off the glass. And what initially looked like was a missed basket rolls home for Peyton McCabe. Or excuse me, Molly Ladwig. So already a back and forth ball game here. Britt Prince kicks it over to Booth in the corner. Booth now finds Murphy. Back over to Booth. Good ball movement. Murphy trying to find something. Now Booth, tough layup, no good. Gets her own board. That one finally goes up and good. Oh my goodness, just a wild offensive possession. Now Skutt down 1 point. Ladwig gives off to the corner. That's McMahon. Good ball movement. Now trying to feed Kasner inside. Now kicks over to the top of the key. Back over to Kasner on the wing. She's not taking the three-pointer. Ladwig working now. Trying to get separation. Finds Kasner on a give and go. No good on the layup. She wanted a foul. She's not going to get it. Britt Prince pushing the pace. Wide open mid-range. Jay. No good off the front part of the iron. Fighting for her own board. Gets it. Second chance for Elkhorn North. Murphy. Three-pointer. Bang! McKenna Murphy connects. Elkhorn North fans are getting into it. 4-point lead. Skutt trying to calm themselves down. McMahon gives over to Kasner. Ladwig over to McCabe. Oh, drops a woman. Feeds over to Kasner. Tough layup. Somehow rolls home. A scoop left-handed layup along the left part of the paint. Somehow rolls in. I mean, wow. So an and one now for Skutt. That's something that they really, really need, and that's going to force a media timeout here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The score, Skutt 10, Elkhorn North 12. We're going to take a quick break here on Millard South Media. So welcome back to Pinnacle Bank Arena. 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Elkhorn North leads 12-10. It's been a back-and-forth ball game. Britt Prince really has not got going as like we thought. Only 4 points, 2 for 6 from the field. So after the timeout, Skutt made an and one. That'll send one of their players to the line for only one shot. Kasner, number 34, for the Skyhawks. Free throw, no good. Ladwick fighting for her own board. They're going to say it's off of her. It was very close between her and Britt Prince fighting for it. So missed free throw. Elkhorn North will take over. You see a full court trap look right now from Skutt. But North gets it across the timeline, no problem. Skutt with active hands, force the ball out of bounds. Will stay, however, with the Wolves. Britt Prince on the wing. Throws it cross course over to Stodden. Now trying to feed Murphy. Murphy trying to find a path inside. Backdoor cut over to Booth. Ball goes out of bounds off of Skutt. Looking for somebody to inbound it to. Now gives over to Murphy. Murphy falls down with the ball. They're going to say once again it stays with Elkhorn North. They had a little bit of a bad pass to Murphy. She went right up to the inbounder, just couldn't get her hands on it. Skutt fell for it and goes out of bounds. So once again to inbound. Stodden throws all the way over to Booth at the top of the key. Now over to Murphy. Pass up, a good look from mid-range. She'll drive inside. Tough layup on the baseline, no good. Second chance for Booth, up and in. Booth with the offensive board puts it right back up. Off the glass, he says, thank you very much. Skutt needs an answer. McCabe gives it over to Corrigan. Now Ladwig. Oh, back over to McCabe. Good ball movement. 3-pointer on the way from McCabe. Got it! All net for Peyton McCabe. Back and forth action early. Now Reese Booth trying to push that transition. Gives it over to Murphy on the wing. Working her way inside. Bad pass. Stays with Elkhorn North. Britt Prince now with it. Being trapped, being double teamed. She'll reset. Nice crossover move. Drives inside. Botting her way. Tough layup, no good. Skutt now pushing the pace on the fast break. Trying to get their lead right back. 3-pointer on the way from the wing. No good. Rebound by Britt Prince. And there's going to be a foul on the floor by Skutt. So 13-14, Elkhorn North leads. Both teams shooting well from the field. Both teams around 45%. Also, both teams 50% from three-point land. Again, this is going to be a back-and-forth battle that we're going to see basically all game. I expect this to be going down to the last buzzer. So under 40 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. About a difference of 5 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Elkhorn North has it. There's a foul on the floor. And they'll go on Skutt off the ball. So that'll be their fourth foul, one away from an Elkhorn North bonus here in this first quarter. Now the shot clock is officially off with 33 seconds. So Elkhorn North, you'd expect to see either Britt Prince, McKenna Murphy, or Reese Booth to take this last shot. Britt Prince has it right along the midline, just holding the basketball, not even dribbling it, commanding the offense. Now starts to dribble again, not moving. Nobody on Elkhorn North is moving. And they have no intention of putting up a shot until this goes down to 0 seconds. So Britt Prince, left-hand side of the court. Now trying to drive inside, loses the ball for a second, still has it, 5 seconds. In desperation, McKenna Murphy, long three, no good. Both teams fighting for the board. Elkhorn North gets under it, doesn't matter, buzzer goes off. And that was a missed opportunity from Elkhorn North. They were just in desperation after what looked like Britt Prince just lost the ball off the side of her leg. They just had to throw something up, but they still have the lead by 1. So we will be back very quickly here for the second quarter of action. And real quick, I want to thank our sponsor, Erickson Cedarstrom, for providing you 55 years of legal excellence. If you want the best legal work in the city of Omaha, state of Nebraska, or Midwest, please go over to Erickson Cedarstrom. Please contact Dan Dittman over there. So welcome back to Millard South Media. If you're just joining us, my name is Wilson Dittman, your play-by-play today for this ball game, bringing you the Class B state title along with Class C2, and of course the big one, folks, Class A tonight at 6:15. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell yourself, be there, be here to listen to that one live here on Millard South Media. Support a great program, and not only do we have an audio broadcast, we have a live scoreboard here on the stream. So if you just want to check in, check the score, it's all right by us. Let's take it back down to the court. Skutt with the inbound, getting ready to get things going here for the second quarter. Kasner working away inside. Tough spin move inside the paint. It drops. She gets her first bucket today. Second bucket today. Now Elkhorn North on the other end, trailing by 1. Murphy over to Prince. Prince only with 4 points here. Struggling from the field, only 2 for 7. Prince. Over to Murphy on the wing. Murphy driving baseline. Now kicks it over to Huff. Now to Prince. 10 seconds on shot clock. She needs to put some up. Floater, no good. Gets her own rebound. Shot clock is reset. Murphy now on the wing. Murphy, spin move. Working her way inside. Tough layup. Thought there should have been a foul. There was not. Second chance now for Elkhorn North. Floater finally falls. My goodness, after all of that, Reagan Palmer says thank you very much once again. And she gets the floater to go. Skutt on the other end now. Ladwig, floater of her own, rattles home off the glass. As good as advertised, folks. Reese Booth on the other end. Now gives over to Palmer. No good on the mid-range. Didn't even hit the rim. Skutt now looking to slow things down offensively. And Ladwig driving inside. She's fouled before the shot went up. And they're actually going to call that on her. A charging foul. Nice job by Elkhorn North and one of their defenders to set their feet as Ladwig drived in the paint. Britt Prince over to Booth. And now Palmer. Good ball movement. Palmer has it on the right corner. Loses the ball and Skutt takes over. Skutt brings it across the timeline. Ladwig throws over to McCabe. Three-pointer in the corner. No good. She gets her own board. Second chance now for Skutt. Three-pointer now for McMahon. No good. Rebound by Elkhorn North this time. They'll try to go fast. They're on their own. Murphy. Floater. Bang! McKenna Murphy connects. We have already seen multiple lead changes. This is going back and forth, back and forth. Now Ladwig gives over to McCabe. Back over to Ladwig. Trying to work her way inside the paint. Tough layup, no good. Rebound by Kastner, second chance. Rattles home. Skutt's doing a great job dominating the offensive rebound department. There's going to be a foul on the floor. Skutt doesn't like it. Elkhorn North was trying to go quick, and it will be on Kastner. And that will grant a boo from the Omaha Skutt Catholic fans. So they're going to call that actually a shooting foul. Again, Elkhorn North was going in transition off of the made basket. Again, once again, trying to go quick and forces Skutt to foul him. So that's going to send Reese Booth to the line, Northern Iowa volleyball commit. First one for her up and true.
Checking back in for Skutt Catholic, number 30, Blaney Michaelis. And number 20, Addison Bird.
Tie ball game, all at 19. Second one now for Booth. No good off the back part of the iron. Rebounded by Skutt. McCabe across the timeline. Now gives over to Ladwig on the right wing. Ladwig, nice crossover. Drives inside, fouled on the way up. And say what you want. Skutt with Molly Ladwig has one of the best handles we've seen in the state. Just that quick little crossover to her left hand. Drives into the paint, forces a foul. Makes it look really, really easy. So Molly Ladwig's first free throw, all net.
Checking back in for Elkhorn North, number 12, Kara Fuglass.
Second one for Ladwig. Good as well. 21-19, 5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Elkhorn North still without the presence of Britt Prince. She has not had a great game to start off this one. Only 4 points. 2 for 8 from the field. She has it right now at the top of the key. Being double teamed once again, loses the ball, and they'll have to reset. She has it right back. Now feeds Booth. Booth working her way in. Now to Huff. Back to Murphy. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Need to get some to go. Murphy now finds Booth wide open. Three-pointer from the wing. No good. Rebounded by Molly Ladwig of Skutt. Molly Ladwig pushing the pace. Crossover to her left hand. Picks up her dribble. Has to feed it over to McCabe now at the top of the key. Skutt going left to right here on the floor. Corrigan trying to feed Burt inside. Ball just kicked out. It'll stay with Skutt. So Addison Burt will do the inbound duty for Skutt. Looking for somebody under her own hoop. Now has to throw it all the way over to McMahon, who will reset. Now over to Ladwig now. Ladwig, nice over crossover move. Working away inside. Tough mid-range. Jay rattles around, no good. Britt Prince comes down with the board. She'll bring it across the timeline. Low behind the back action. Nice feed to Reese Booth, and it's up and in. My goodness, what a feed from the 5-star Britt Prince. All tied up at 21. Three-pointer now for Skutt. No good, air ball. Skutt fights for their own board. It's still out. Now Booth comes down with it. Fast break for Elkhorn North. Give it to Britt Prince. Euro step, no good. Gets her own board. Second chance, too easy. Britt Prince has come alive here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Skutt needs an answer. Elkhorn North really get into it, student section and parents alike. And that is going to force the Skutt timeout. They're going to talk this one over. That's their first here in this ball game. We'll keep it right here. And really, what's popping off the stat sheet, Britt Prince, only 6 points. You saw her start to get it going as of recent. Already 7 rebounds in the first half. And something we saw yesterday, she had a triple-double in the semifinals against Beatrice. Looking to do something very similar today. So Britt Prince, scoring leader right now for Elkhorn North, 6 points, 7 boards, 2 assists. We look at Omaha Skutt trailing by 2. Molly Ladwig has been the one who's got it going early, already 9 points, shooting 50% from the field. So quick timeout there by Skutt to talk this one over. Again, that's their first here in this ball game. Both teams retaking the floor. Skutt will inbound again. They are going left to right here on the floor. They'll inbound over to McCabe. McCabe feeding Kasner inside. Kasner backing down her man. Has to kick over to McCabe. Taken away by Britt Prince. Britt Prince with active hands. One-on-one transition. Has trouble with the ball. Gets under it. Still out. It'll go out of bounds and off of Britt Prince. Phenomenal defense by Skutt to get back and forced away by Peyton McCabe. And Elkhorn North doesn't like it. I think that was a great call. That was right in front of us. Drives inside. Peyton McCabe forces the ball to go away. And Britt Prince was the last one to touch it. We saw a lot of boos from the Elkhorn North student section. And then once they saw the replay, they were like, oh, yep, that is out on us. So Peyton McCabe now with it for Skutt. Gives it over to Kasner. They thought she traveled. Now three-pointer. Got it! She feeds it to number 10, McCabe, who just drills it from three-point land. And Skutt's right back in it with a dagger. Britt Prince trying to calm down the crowd. I mean, again, just a back-and-forth ball game like we talked about. As good as it gets, folks. Britt Prince over to Reese Booth. Reese Booth on the wing. Now over back to Britt Prince on the left wing. A couple women fall off the ball. Now feeding Murphy. Tough step back, mid-range, no good. Rebounded by Ladwig. Ladwig pushing the pace. Now going to slow things down with 2 minutes 20 left to go here in this first half. Ladwig now drives inside, finds a lane, off the glass, up and in. Molly Ladwig connects. Already 11 points here in this ball game. Britt Prince now going quick. Prince, tough mid-range, being double-teamed. Rattles home for Britt Prince, the equalizer. Both teams trading buckets. Almost got up by one now. Ladwig, her turn. Step back, mid-range, got it again. Just a little bit of a 1v1 here. Molly Ladwig versus Britt Prince. They're getting it going for their respective teams. So now it's Britt Prince's time. She'll bring it across the Husker logo. Down by 3. Less than 2 minutes left to go in the first half. These fans are active. Britt Prince working on defender, being double teamed. Tough mid-range. Jay, no good. Rebound by Elkhorn North. Second chance, no good as well. Rebound by Skutt. McCabe will bring it across the floor. Now they'll give it over to McMahon. And finally, they'll give it over to number 5, Ladwig, who will reset. She'll slow things down after just a phenomenal 2 minutes of basketball. Ladwig now drives baseline. She's the hot hand. No good off the glass. Rebounded by Elkhorn North. Didn't even hit the glass. Hit the thin part of the iron. Now McKenna Murphy for Elkhorn North. Tough pass taken away by Ladwig with active hands. Ladwig is all over this game. So Ladwig brings across the timeline, walking very slowly, taking her time. 45 seconds left to go here in the first half. You've got to think both teams have an opportunity for one shot. Now McCabe feeds Kasner in the paint. Tough pass. Skutt corrals it. Now backdoor cut. Foul on the way up. Just a beautiful feed by McCabe to Burt, who is cutting across the floor to the paint. And Burt is fouled on the way up, and she'll go to the charity stripe. I mean, just my goodness, what we've seen in the last couple minutes between Britt Prince and Molly Ladwig. First one up and just no good for Burt. Off the front part of the iron, didn't have a shot. Second one now for Burt, all nets. Skutt leads by 4. 30 seconds left to go here in this first half. You've got to think Elkhorn North, one last shot, whether that's with Britt Prince or Reese Booth or McKenna Murphy. Full court trap look from Skutt. Again, they've been double teaming Britt Prince all day today. Gives over to Reese Booth. She has it on the wing. Now back over to Britt Prince. She'll hold the basketball, setting up the offense. 15 seconds left. Now picks up her dribble. Double team. Gives it over to Booth. Now throws it to a person in the corner. Now back to Booth. Now feeding Murphy inside the paint. And there's a foul on the floor when they feeded it over to Murphy. So foul on the floor. They're not sending anybody to the line. 9 seconds left to go here in this first half. Britt Prince will inbound the basketball for Elkhorn North. Expect to see a little give and go action. She inbounds over to Murphy. Now Britt Prince in the corner, being double teamed, and she is aggressively fouled. I mean, just tripped up. And you see the ferociousness on defense by Skutt. The second Britt Prince touched the basketball, they double teamed her. It's basically the Curry rule. When Steph Curry gets the basketball, you double team him. When Britt Prince gets the basketball, you triple team her. That's how good of a player she is, and Skutt is doing just that. So another inbound here for Elkhorn North. 5 seconds left to go. Britt Prince. They give it over to Murphy. No good. Air ball. Rebound by Skutt. 2 seconds. They're going to have the full court lob. No chance. And that will be the end of the first half. My goodness, as exciting as it can possibly get, folks. Omaha Skutt, 29. Elkhorn North, 25. Just, wow. Well, what have we just watched, especially in that second quarter of basketball? Molly Ladwick going off. She has 13 points there in that first half, and then we saw Britt Prince with 8 points really start to get things going as well for Elkhorn North. There's a reason why we said that this potentially could be the best game we see all day. It's already paying off, folks. This is phenomenal. So we will be back. There's going to be a timer on the screen. In about 12 or so minutes, we will have second half action here for the Class B state title, and you're not going to want to miss it, folks. So set a timer. Set a timer for 11, 12 minutes, and we will be right back with you here on Millard South Media for the conclusion of this one, folks. And welcome into the halftime show. We still got about 5 minutes or so until we get going for the second half of basketball, but just a quick update here on some of the stats. Again, Skutt leads, as you see on the screen, 29-25 over Elkhorn North. Started off with Omaha Skutt and what they've been doing. Again, Molly Ladwig. That's the storyline, folks. 13 points, shooting more than 50% from the field. She's been getting it going at a high rate. Then we see Peyton McCabe, number 10, getting it done with 6 points as well. And then over to Elkhorn North, again, Britt Prince really kind of struggling to get going. They're double teaming her every time she touches the basketball, but still 8 points, again, shooting pretty well from the field, a little bit over 33%. So, get something you need to work on, get Britt Prince the basketball in space. But Omaha Skutt, there's a reason why they're the 1 seed, folks. There's a reason why they are doing what they're doing right now and up 4 points. If they can pull this off, this will be their first ever state title in girls basketball. Kind of hard to believe, but if Elkhorn North can get it done, probably be a storyline ending for Britt Prince's career to get 4 straight state titles. I mean, that's about as good as it gets for Class B basketball. So we'll be back in about 4 or so minutes here on Millard South Media. Welcome into Millard South Media. We're about a minute away from the second half. And real quick, a little interview here with Mr. Connor Rhodes, sophomore here at Millard South Media. Connor, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, doing good. Watch some good basketball, calling some good basketball.
For sure.
So, Connor, this is your first time on a Millard South Media trip.
Yep.
Here at state basketball, here for the girls' state title game. We're going to be here also next week for boys. So, I mean, how do you like it so far, being at PBA?
It's really fun. The atmosphere is really good.
Absolutely.
I've seen some really good basketball so far, especially this game. Very competitive, some really good players.
Absolutely.
And I'm excited to see what C2 and A has to bring.
Absolutely. So, Connor, I'll ask you this. What would be your advice to anybody listening to this perhaps who wants to join Millard South Media?
Oh, for sure. You should really do it. You can learn a lot, and you'll meet some really good people.
Absolutely.
Like you'll meet me. You'll meet you'll meet me. You learn how to do camera. You learn to do producing. You learn how to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Absolutely.
And even best, you'll get into games for free.
Yep.
And you'll, like I said, it's a whole different experience, and I recommend it.
So both teams retaking the floor. Real quick, Connor, make it quick. What's your prediction for this ball game?
I predict that Elkhorn North comes back and win this 63-60.
Okay, 63-60. Write it down. I'll write it down right here. All right. Thank you, Connor, and let's get ready for the second half of basketball. So Elkhorn North will inbound around the perimeter. Murphy over to Britt Prince. A double teamer immediately. Ball's poked free. Stays with Elkhorn North. Britt Prince on the left wing. Being doubled. Gives over to Reese Booth. She drives inside. Tries to kick it out to somebody. Now pulls from a mid-range J. No good. Foul on the floor, and it'll go on a Wolf. Or excuse me. It'll go on Skutt. A little bit of a late call there from the refs. They switch it up. There's a foul off the ball. So it'll stay with Elkhorn North after the missed mid-range by Stodden. The story of this game for Elkhorn North is, can they get Britt Prince the ball with space? And if Britt Prince can't get going, who can? Britt Prince off the inbound, gets a mid-range J up and in. Elkhorn North cuts the lead down to only 2. Corrigan gives it over to McMahon at the top of the key. Now back over to Corrigan. Corrigan directing the offense. Finds a wide open Bird at the top of the key. She chooses not to shoot it. Again, great ball movement here with 10 seconds on the shot clock. McCabe in the corner trying to fit it into Kasner. Ball is poked free. Jump ball is called, and it will stay with Omaha Skutt. So it'll stay with Skutt. 5 seconds left to go on the shot clock. They're up by 2. Burt will inbound. Throws over to Ladwig. Driving inside, right-handed. Tough layup off and in. My goodness. That was barely a layup. Not even in the paint. She just threw it off the glass and it got home. So Britt Prince trying to respond right now for Elkhorn North. Directs traffic somehow. Gets a shot off. No good. She just ran circles around the defense, but just hasn't been able to connect. The Skutt fans not very happy. Britt Prince has kind of drug one of their players to the ground looking for that board. So after all that, Skutt has it. They're going right to left here on the floor. McCabe throws it over to Ladwig at the top of the key, directing offense. Now gives it over to Burt. Burt back over to McCabe. McCabe driving inside. Left-handed floater. No foul on the way up. The Skutt fans not happy about it. That was a clear foul. Britt Prince on the other end. Fast break. No good once again for Britt Prince. There's a tie-up on the rebound. And the Skutt fans not happy once again. Back-to-back what they consider bad calls And it will stay with Elkhorn North. And they just saw the replay, and yeah, it was evidence. There was a foul on the way down with the rebound. Should have been on Elkhorn North, but instead a jump ball will be called, and the Wolves still with it. Murphy has it at the top of the key. Trying to back down a defender, now off to Booth in the corner. Booth now back over to Murphy. Murphy, spin move in the court, tough mid-range. No good, almost gets in though. Second chance though on the offensive board. Britt Prince now decides to drive inside. Finally gets one to go off the glass. Britt Prince, been waiting for that one. She's 6 for 16 today. Not very efficient, but finally gets one. Molly Lag on the other end, going quick, misses. Second chance for Skutt, up and in. My goodness. Both teams going quick. 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Omaha Skutt up by 4. Elkhorn North with the ball. Britt Prince being double teamed alongside the wing. And that's taken away by Omaha Skutt. Errant pass. Foul on the floor on Elkhorn North. And this is the most uncomposed we've seen the Wolves in a very long time. So Molly Ladwig will bring it across the timeline with 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Up by 4 points, looking to get their first ever state title. Now they give it off to Ladwig in the corner. She gets the bucket to go, but they're going to say there's a foul before the shot. Really, Molly Ladwig has been the storyline. 15 points, shooting more than 50% from the field. So it stays with Skutt off of the foul. They'll inbound over to McMahon. Mia McMahon now back over to Molly Ladwig. Molly Ladwig at the top of the key, back to McMahon on the wing. McMahon on the right wing, trying to feed Kasner inside. Ball is poked free and will be taken away by Elkhorn North and Britt Prince. Britt Prince across the timeline. Once again being doubled on this 2-3 zone, and she'll be fouled. Trying to work her way around the defense, she'll be fouled. So once again, 33-29. Back and forth ball game throughout this one. Elkhorn North has the ball. It's Britt Prince with it at the top of the key. Puts up a three-pointer, and it's all nets. Finally, Britt Prince connects from three-point land. 1 point game. Skutt now trying to go quick. Molly Ladwig, tough mid-range, no good. They get their own board, however. Pass up a three-point look. And now they'll just reset back over to Ladwig. Ladwig directing the offense. Now to McCabe. McCabe three-pointer from the top. And that's stuck in the rim. A wedgie, as people like to say, stuck on the left part of the rim in between the iron. Britt Prince tries to go up and touch it. I mean, that would be some serious hops if Britt Prince could go up there and basically effectively touch the rim to get that ball down. So because of that, they're going to have a media timeout anyways and get that ball down. But, man, 33-32. Britt Prince coming off of a massive three-pointer from the top of the key to cut this down to only a 1 point deficit. And again, just a reminder, we just witnessed the Class C1 state title with Lincoln Christian getting it done. We're watching Class B right now, and then we'll have Class C2 at 4:15. We'll have a little bit of a break, and then Class C2. And then, of course, the big one, Class A. You're going to want to be here for that one versus Millard West and Bellevue West. Both fans really getting into it here. We'll just keep it right here during the media break. Why not? You can tell your family, tell your friends. This is a really phenomenal game here on Millard South Media. About as good as it could possibly get for high school girls basketball. Some of the best talent in the state. You know, they classify they classify different teams, Class A, Class B, and you like to think that maybe Class A is the most talented because of the fact that they are the biggest schools. These two teams have something to say, though. These two teams arguably are the most two talented teams in the state, regardless of classing, especially Elkhorn North. I mean, you look at Elkhorn North, they beat Class A schools almost every single year. I mean, they beat Millard South last year, who was the Class A title winner, and they beat them just head on. They both won state, so that tells you how good Elkhorn North is, and Omaha Skutt just as good. So, man, just phenomenal game here. Looking for a state title with everything on line. So after all that, after the media timeout, 4 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Omaha Skutt will inbound under their own hoop. They're going right to left here on the floor. They get it on to Kasner on a backdoor cut, and she's fouled on the way up. So nice feed to find a wide open Cameron Kasner, the center. She'll go to the line to try to hit 2 big free throws. She's 0 for 1 today with 6 points total. First one for Kasner. Up and got it. Cameron Kasner gets the Skutt lead up to 2. So second one now for Kasner. Trying to extend this lead to 3. Up and rattles no good. Still a 2-point lead. Britt Prince comes down with the board. She is officially at 10 rebounds. Britt Prince on the right part of the wing. Directing traffic. Gives it over to Huff. Now Booth on the left wing. Pass up a good look for 3. Gives it to Booth. Another 3-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Murphy. Second chance now for Elkhorn North. Murphy in the corner. Feeds Huff. Now back over to Britt Prince. Britt Prince off the screen. Being triple team. Now gives off to the corner. Back to Reese Booth. Now Huff inside. Britt Prince top of the key. She'll reset. Shot clock is at 15. No pressure. One-on-one defense here. Britt Prince working off a screen, trying to drive inside. Puts up a crazy mid-range. No good. Huff's right there for the offensive board. No good mid-range. And Skutt finally, after all that, will take possession. Kasner has on the left wing, now gives it over to Ladwig. Ladwig almost pulls the trigger, back over to Kasner, who's backing down her defender, and she'll be fouled on the way up. So Cameron Kasner, once again, on back-to-back possessions, will go to the charity stripe to try to extend this Omaha Skutt victory. Excuse me, lead. Not victory yet. First one up and good for Kasner. Second one on the way. No good as well. So 1 for 2. Basically every time she's went to the line today. Britt Prince on the other end, down by 3. Trying to feed Huff. Now gives it over to Murphy. She's being double teamed in the corner. Back over to Stodden. Now Britt Prince with it. Britt Prince, tough, long 3, no good. Rattles, almost actually rattled in, but still no good. And there's going to be a little tie-up on the floor. It's going to stay with Elkhorn North. It should be noted, both teams not really in foul trouble. Elkhorn North with 5 timeouts as well. Omaha Skutt only with 4. So Reese Booth to inbound, trying to find Britt Prince. Now throws it all the way over to Huff. Now Britt Prince has it at the top of the key. Trying to get a 3-pointer. She pulls one. No good. Basically an air ball. Didn't even hit any part of the rim. Ladwig on the other end now. Tough mid-range. Jay got it. Oh, my goodness. Molly Ladwig makes it look easy. She's hyping up her team. Britt Prince across the timeline. Skutt fans are getting into it. Britt Prince being doubled. Gives over to Huff. Now Stott in mid-range on the corner. No good. Rebound by Skutt. The Skyhawks pushing the pace. Pass up a 3-pointer. They're going to reset. Over to McCabe. Now Molly Ladwig. Molly Ladwig has it right now at the top. Back over to McCabe on the right wing. Now trying to feed Kasner inside. Foul on the way up. Excuse me, that was Britt who was fouled on the way up.
Elkhorn North foul number 22. Sydney Skutt, her third personal foul. Team fifth.
We expected Britt Prince to kind of come out and show out today, but she is 7 for 20 from the field. First free throw for Britt, no good. But other than that, Britt Prince, 11 boards, 1 steal, 1 block, still playing good basketball today. Skutt is shooting 50% from the free throw line. Second one now on the way. That one goes in. So the biggest lead of the day right now for Omaha Skutt. They'll trap Britt Prince across midcourt. She'll throw it over to Booth. Now back over to Prince. They're on the left wing. Needs a three-pointer to fall. She hasn't taken one yet. And there's going to be a foul on Elkhorn North. An illegal screen trying to set up something for Britt Prince. And you can just see the frustration in Elkhorn North players. You've got to think this is the first time in a lot of their careers that you're having a game go like this for you. So Ladwig across the timeline. Gives it over to McCabe on the Husker logo. McCabe pivoting. Back to Burt. Corrigan gives it right back over to McCabe. Three-pointer now on the way on the step back. Got it! Peyton McCabe gets the lead to 9 for Omaha Skutt. Under a minute left to play in the third quarter. Elkhorn North needs a bucket. Britt Prince has it on the wing. Pulls the trigger on a three. No good. Reese Booth fighting for her own board, and there's going to be a foul on Skutt. Britt Prince with the missed three-pointer. Booth fights to get her right back, and there's going to be a foul on Skutt, who was also trying for it. So that's going to reset the shot clock. Time is at 43 officially. However, the shot clock is at 35 now reset. There's about an 8-second difference or so. Prince will inbound. Murphy has it on the wing. She's really not gotten going like we expected. They give it over to Stott. Back over to Murphy. Tough mid-range. She's fouled on the way off. I mean, that was a tough mid-range. You got to think, honestly, almost a bad shot, but lucky she drawed contact. So McKenna Murphy, who is only at 5 points today, shooting 2 for 7, will go to the line for her first free throws. First one for McKenna Murphy, up and in. Got to hit these free throws if you're Elkhorn North. As a team, they've only gotten the line 5 times. This will be their 6th free throw as a total. Second one up and good for McKenna Murphy. The lead is only 7 for Skutt. There is about a 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock, if that. So Skutt will hold to get one last look, up by 7 right now. Peyton McCabe has it on the Husker logo, directing traffic, not doing much. Guarded closely by Britt Prince. Now trying to feed Kasner inside. Kasner gives over to Ladwig. Ladwig on the right wing, has trouble with it, corrals it. 8 seconds, needs to get some off. Corner three, doesn't take it. Now puts up a mid-range, no good. Ball still free. Elkhorn North fighting for it. There's going to be a foul on Skutt. I mean, just a ridiculous possession there from Skutt. And some clarity on just what just happened. So Elkhorn North passed up a three-pointer in the corner. Now they gave it over to the wing. She shot a three-pointer, and that one was blocked. And because of that, Elkhorn North takes over, and they were fouled by Skutt. And because of which, Elkhorn North will go to the line for 2 free throws. So that was about worst-case scenario of what could have happened there for the Silverhawks. So Britt Prince will go to the line for 2 free throws with under 1 second left. It's officially 0.8 seconds. She's shooting over 90% from the line. And it looks like, yeah, they put in Reese Booth. So Reese Booth was injured on the play. They put in Britt Prince to take the free throws, and then Reese Booth will re-enter the game to actually shoot the free throw. So Reese Booth, first one, no good. Got to hit these right now. Second one now for Booth. Up and in. Skutt with a full court heave, not even a chance, and that'll be the end of the third quarter here on Millard South Media. Man, oh man, what a game this has been. We're going to take a very quick break here, and we'll be right back for the conclusion of this one. And there will be a champion crowned. Will it be Skutt for the first ever time? And they'll finally beat their longtime rival, Elkhorn North. They've lost the last 2 championships to them. Or will the Wolves of Elkhorn get their 4th straight title in Britt Prince's last ever game? We'll be right back to find the conclusion. And welcome back to Millard South Media. Crowd really getting into it here. Elkhorn North down by 6 against the number 1 seeded Omaha Skutt. The Skyhawks will inbound along the midline. 41-35 is your score. 8 minutes left to play. Let's get this one going. Britt on the right wing for the Skyhawks, directing traffic, setting up the offense. Now trying to feed Ladwig inside. He's been the hot hand. She's being double teamed. Jump pass over to Corrigan. Corrigan passes it right back over to Ladwig. 3-pointer, no good. And Booth comes down with the board. Britt Prince now on the other end for Elkhorn North. 15 points today. She's on the Husker logo at the top of the key. Crossover. Now being doubled. Has to get rid of it. Tough pass across the floor. Taken away by Skutt. She feeded Palmer, and Palmer trying to get something going to the corner. Taken away. So now Ladwig on the other end. Crossover. Working away inside. Tough layup. Fouled on the way up. And Skutt, they've been so successful getting to the free throw line today, and they're doing it once again. So Ladwig go to the line, trying to extend Skutt's lead. She's 3 for 4 from the stripe today. First one up and good for her. Skutt has attempted 14 free throws today, shooting a little bit over 57%. And then Elkhorn North on the other end, only 8 free throws, around 62%. So first one up and good for Ladwig. Second one now on the way up and rattles no good. Ball go out of bounds and it'll be Elkhorn North ball. You've got to think it's time for Britt Prince to take over. This is her last ever game. One of the best players we've ever seen within the state of Nebraska in girls basketball. Time for the Britt Prince show. She has it at the left wing. Being double teamed once again. Now gives it over to Murphy. Murphy. They says screen for her. She drives aside. Tough mid-range on the corner. She'll go to line 4-2. And we've seen that a couple times today here from McKenna Murphy, where she just throws up basically contested mid-range and forces a foul. It should be noted that Addison Burt of Skutt is limping off the floor, not putting too much pressure on that right ankle, what looks like. She's going to get checked out by the trainer real quick. Not something you want to see if you're a Skyhawks fan. There's going to be an Omaha Skutt timeout on the floor. Talk this one over, and we're going to take a quick break. Or, excuse me, let's thank our sponsor here real quick. I want to thank Erickson Cedarstrom for running you 55 years of legal excellence. If you want the best legal work in the city of Omaha, state of Nebraska, or the Midwest period, please go over to Erickson Cedarstrom, and they will get you done right. And welcome back to this one. McKenna Murphy shooting at the free throw line. First one up and good for her. Again, every free throw matters. Got to hit these. Second one now for Murphy, all net as well. Only a 5-point lead for Skutt. They have commanded this game since the second quarter. It was back and forth, and Skutt got it up to about a 5-point lead, and it's been that way for the majority of the second half. Ladwig gives over to McMahon. McMahon directing traffic over to McCabe. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebounded by Booth. Britt Prince will bring it across the floor now. Nice pass over to Palmer, and she brings it down. Nice feed by Britt Prince, the active vision. And only a 3-point lead for Skutt. Elkhorn North fans getting into it. Ladwig trying to get something going, and she's fouled by Britt Prince. So Ladwig again trying to be aggressive offensively. Has a foul called on her. She's not in foul trouble though. McCabe to inbound. Give it over to Ladwig. Ladwig, three-pointer from the corner. No good. Offensive board from Kasner. Second chance now. Ladwig will reset. Now with at the top of the key. Driving inside is Ladwig. She's fouled before the shot gets off. It should be noted that Addison Burt, starter for Skutt, was injured a couple minutes ago, ankle injury. They're getting her checked out. I think they're wrapping up the ankle as we speak. It was a right ankle injury. So Skutt to inbound, up three. They give it over to Ladwig. Ladwig brings it from the corner to the top. Working on Murphy. Now has to give it over to McMahon. Shot clock is reset. They have plenty of time. Ladwig now. Gives over to Cave, three-pointer from the wing, no good. Skutt has went ice cold, even though they've got some wide open three-pointers with potentials to go in. They just missed all of them. Now McKenna Murphy, three-pointer for Elkhorn North, air ball. I think maybe a Skutt defender got a hand on that one. So Ladwig will slow things down with 5 minutes left to play. Give it over to Shot Skilly. Off the bench, really has not got too much playing time, and that'll force a timeout by Skutt. Talk this one over. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here on Millard South Media. Again, let's just set the framework for what we've seen so far. It was a back-and-forth ball game within 2 quarters until Skutt took the lead going into basically the second half, and it's been basically a 5-point lead this entire game, but Elkhorn North fighting back. A standing ovation from the Skutt crowd. Addison Britt with the right ankle injury checks right back into the game after this timeout. So all the starters now on the floor for the Skyhawks. Same deal for Elkhorn North coming off of a timeout by Skutt. Elkhorn North, even though they're down 3, still have all 5 timeouts. This is going to be a phenomenal finish. So Skutt has the ball up 3. They're going to inbound by the midline. And now Ladwig has it on the Husker logo. They're going right to left on the court. She gives it over to McCabe now on the wing. McCabe at the top of the key. Back over to Ladwig. She's going to drive baseline. Pull up Jay, no good. Rebound by Elkhorn North. Britt Prince will bring it across the timeline. Going quick, driving inside. Tough layup. She's fouled before the shot gets off. Good job by Britt Prince to force the contact when driving inside the lane. And we have just been waiting for Britt Prince to take over this ball game. So they're going to say, so Britt Prince actually thought it was a shooting foul, but yep, it was a foul on the floor. So she'll do the duties of inbounding the basketball. Gives over to Palmer, another foul on the floor. That'll go on Skutt, and the Elkhorn North fans are not happy about it. Both teams have 3 fouls apiece. Something to keep your eye on, especially getting these later minutes when the fouling starts to get more rampant. So Britt Prince will inbound again, gives over to Palmer. Palmer over to Murphy on the left wing. Tough pass all the way over to Huff. Off her hands, and it'll go out of bounds. So it'll be Skutt ball. They'll bring it across the timeline. Ladwig trying to get this back in Skutt's firm possession. They go to McCabe in the corner. She tries to drive baseline. Now kicks it over to Kasner. Back to the wing. Now corner 3 on the way by McMahon. No good. Air ball. Rebound Britt Prince. Britt Prince going quick for Elkhorn North. Gives it over to Murphy. Murphy driving baseline. Tough mid-range. Rattles no good. Rebound by Elkhorn North. Second chance. And one! And one! Elkhorn North. Right there in the hands of Kolaski. And she'll go to the line for an extra with an opportunity to tie this game for the first time since the first half. Free throw for her up and got it. We're all tied up at 42. Elkhorn North getting loud. Skutt trying to control this ball game. Ladwig working inside. Turn around, Jay, no good. Skutt gets her own board, however. Kasner. Tough pass taken away by Britt Prince. She picks the pocket. One-on-one over to Murphy. Foul on the way up. And Elkhorn North will go to the line for 2. And that is what we've been waiting for. Britt Prince with an active play to get the steal, go on the fast break, feeds McKenna Murphy, and McKenna Murphy has an opportunity to get Elkhorn North their first lead since the second quarter. Here we go. First free throw for McKenna Murphy. Up and got it. No doubt. (43-42) is your score. McKenna Murphy at the line for a second free throw. Up and good as well. 2-point lead for the Wolves. Skutt has got to control this one. Ladwig across the timeline. Gives it over to Kasner. Kasner on the right wing. Directing traffic. 3:30 left to go in this ball game. Kasner now at the top of the key. Gives it over to Britt. Britt now. Again, just at the top of the key, looking for somebody to pass this. She'll drive inside now. Backing down the defender. Tough pass over to McMahon. McMahon, three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound by Elkhorn North. Rebound by Reese Booth. Britt Prince brings it across the Husker logo. On the left part of the court, on the far wing. Britt Prince, big double team, gives over to Reese Booth. Reese Booth driving inside. Back over to Britt Prince. They'll reset. 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Britt Prince, big double, driving inside, finds a lane. Left-handed layup off the glass, no good. They get their own board, however. Second chance. Ball go out of bounds, and it will be Skutt possession. Reagan Palmer came down with the offensive board, but Skutt with active hand pokes it free, and it will be off of her. And now Omaha Skutt, which led the entirety of the second half, now down 2, needs to tie this up right here. They throw it to Ladwig in the corner. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Skutt. Should be noted, Elkhorn North now in the bonus. They inbound over to Kasner. She falls to the ground. There's going to be a timeout called. Both fans not happy about it. Elkhorn North fans wanted to jump ball. Skutt fans wanted a foul. But instead, there will be a timeout. It'll stay with Omaha Skutt. And that leaves Omaha Skutt with only one timeout left. Elkhorn North, however, with all 5. So we've been talking about this matchup for a week now. And people projected this to be the best game probably all day. And it's living up to the expectations, as good as we expected and more. Again, thank you for joining me on Millard South Media. Just a quick timeout here for Omaha Skutt. Again, I'm Wilson Dittman, your play-by-play for this game. We will be back also with the Class C2 game, along with Class A, the Pinnacle event, at 6:15. So off of the Skutt timeout, both teams getting ready to retake the floor. Both student sections trying to give their girls some juice. And Elkhorn North wearing the all blues, Skutt in the all whites. Here we go. Skutt to inbound, down by 2, under their own basket. Trying to fit it into Kasner under the hoop. Up and in. Kasner with a tough spin around Jay. And it goes in for all tied up at 44. 2 minutes to play. Britt Prince on the left wing. Crossover, trying to drive inside. Now gives it to Reese Booth. She maneuvers her way in. Feeding Palmer. Step back, mid-range, rattles, no good. Rebound by Kasner of Skutt. The Skyhawks now with an opportunity. Molly Ladwig with the ball at the top of the key. Guarded closely by McKenna Murphy. Ladwig has been the hot hand today. The points leader for both Skutt and Elkhorn North. They give it over to Kasner at the free throw line. Trying to work her way inside. She traveled. Cameron Kasner. Her feet got ahead of her. She was trying to drive in. And she will be called with the travel every single day of the week. 1 minute 30. Britt Prince will bring it across the timeline. Guarded closely by Mia McMahon. Prince over to Palmer. Back to Prince. Little give and go action. Again, just right around that right wing. Being double teamed. She's trying to drive inside. Maneuvering her way. Tough mid-range. Got it to fall. Britt Prince. Ice in her veins. Tough shot by number 2. Skutt trying to respond now. Molly Ladwig. Crossover. Working her way inside. Tough layup. No good. And it's rebounded by Elkhorn North. No fouls called. They're fighting for the board. And there will be a foul. A foul on Omaha Skutt. We saw the Skyhawks lead this entire game. But Elkhorn North has kept chipping away, and they're right back here with Britt Prince hitting the big mid-range. So a foul on the floor. The head coach for Omaha Skutt, Kip Colony, talking with his girls, talking this one over before Elkhorn North gets ready to shoot some free throws. It should be noted that Kasner, who's been phenomenal presence today for Skutt, has fouled out. She will not return. So now Palmer for Elkhorn North. Some big free throws. First one on the way. No good. Reagan Palmer off the right part of the iron. No good. Second chance here. Second free throw to extend the lead to 3 with exactly a minute remaining. Reagan Palmer. Free throw on the way. Got it. Omaha Skutt will inbound. They can take their time. Only down 3. Peyton McCabe on the Husker logo. Now gives it over to Ladwig. Ladwig on the wing. Trying to kick it over to McCabe. Almost taken away by Britt Prince, and there's going to be a foul on her. Britt Prince almost forces a steal, but in the process pushes over Peyton McCabe. So Elkhorn North still had 1 foul to give. They're 1 away from getting Skutt in the bonus. Here we go. Ladwig to inbound, over to McCabe. McCabe at the top of the key. Now to Ladwig. Ladwig being double teamed, has to kick it over to Burt. Burt at the top of the key. 30 seconds left to play. She's going to drive inside. Tough layup, fouled. Fouled on the floor. Skutt now in the bonus, and that is going to send Addison Burt to the free throw line for perhaps the 2 biggest free throws of her career. So, excuse me, Elkhorn North with only 4 fouls, it will instead be inbounded. Inbound over to Ladwig on the left wing. Now with McCabe, 3-pointer on the way from the corner. Bang! Peyton McCabe connects, and it's all tied up at 47. Britt Prince will bring it across the timeline. 15 seconds left to play. You've got to think she's the one to take this shot. Britt Prince on the right wing for Elkhorn North. Puts up a mid-range J. No good, but there's a foul on the floor. And that is going to send Elkhorn North to the free throw line. That goes on Molly Ladwig. Britt Prince, there's a foul off the ball. And a massive mistake is going to send Reese Booth to the line for 2 free throws. First one on the way for Reese. Rattles home. Reese Booth connects. And there is going to be a timeout by Skutt Catholic, their last, to talk this one over. We're going to keep it right here on Millard South Media to just display what's happened over the last couple minutes. Skutt, who led the entirety of the second half, loses their lead to Elkhorn North, who just chips away at it. They were up 3 points. Then Omaha Skutt goes down the floor, feeds Peyton McCabe in the left corner for a 3-pointer to tie it up. Splash. Then with 15 seconds left to go, Elkhorn North brought across the timeline. Britt Prince pulls up for a mid-range J. No good, but there was a foul off the ball. And then Elkhorn North will go to the free throw line. They already made 1, so Reese Booth will go to the free throw line for 1 more. What a game, guys. What a game, and we're going to be in for a phenomenal finish. 10 seconds left. Skutt with no more timeouts. Elkhorn North with still 5 in the back pocket. Full timeout. Now both teams will retake the floor, so Reese Booth will do the job. up by 1 point, has an opportunity to extend their lead to 2. If not, the Skyhawks have an opportunity with a missed free throw to win at the buzzer. Here we go. Reese Booth at the free throw line. Second free throw on the way. Got it. Ice in her veins. Now time for Skutt. 10 seconds left. Molly Ladd will bring across the timeline. 5 seconds. Needs to put up a shot. Working the right corner. Puts up a contested mid-range. No good off the glass. Rebound Elkhorn North. The buzzer goes off. And this one is over. Elkhorn North completes the comeback. And they win their 4th consecutive state title here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Unbelievable finish. And the Wolves are heading home champions once again. And with that, the legendary career of Britt Prince, Reese Booth, and McKenna Murphy ends with yet another ring to the collection. My goodness, folks. And we look at Omaha Skutt. Just disappointment all over the faces of those players, those girls who fought so hard all year long. Again, welcome up your face cam, but we talk about Omaha Skutt. They fought hard all year long, only one loss. The 1 seed going into this tournament, they fought admirably. But at the end of the day, folks, Elkhorn North had the best player on the basketball court today in Britt Prince, and she came up when it mattered the most. Shout out to Molly Ladwig of Skutt Catholic. I mean, one of the best games we've seen here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. She finishes with 18. She was all over this game, was really the reason Skutt led for so long. But man, oh man, Elkhorn North, what can you say? Champions once again, 4 straight, as good as it gets. Man, it is just a phenomenal career of Britt Prince, McKenna Murphy, and Reese Booth will come to a close. Champions once again. They're getting ready to cut down the ring, or excuse me, cut down the nets. And you can see a lot of tears on the faces of Elkhorn North players. Happy tears, and then unfortunately sad tears for the Skutt Catholic Skyhawks. So, man, we projected this game to probably be the best game all day today here for the Girls State Championships. It met the expectations. It exceeded them. Unbelievable. I mean, I can't believe what we just watched. About as good as it possibly gets. And Elkhorn North, folks, champions once again. Omaha Skutt, you just got to feel bad for them. And I mean, the last 2 years, they lost to Elkhorn North in the title. They were so close. They thought this was their year. They're a senior-heavy group. And unfortunately, they lose by 2 points at the buzzer. And that's just the way it is. That's the way basketball is. A lot of credit to Skutt. A lot of credit to those girls. They fight really hard, and they played a good game today. So that will be it here at Millard South Media. I want to thank everybody who tuned in for this broadcast. Again, we will be back with C2 at 4:15, a little bit of a break, and then we have C2, and then, of course, Class A, the big one, Millard West versus Bellevue West. They're at 6:15. So mark your calendars, make a timer, be back, especially for those two. And we're going to be right here on Millard South Media live at Pinnacle. So we'll see you then, folks.